guys, Ruth Delgado and Ruth Delgado's Glamour Page here. Welcome back to my channel if you've been here before. If you haven't been here before, welcome. I am Ruth Delgado and I created this page as a means to be able to communicate with people who have a common ground with me, who may be sharing similar stories, similar pathways in life, similar difficulties in life, probably similar graduation stages, and things of that sorts where I share, my personal experiences that I've gone through myself, things that I see on a day-to-day basis that may apply to other people's lives as well, and I feel like it may, so I share it with you guys. I also share my businesses. I have two businesses. One is called The Essence of Dazzle, where I provide bedazzled products and bedazzle services, as well as, well, if you don't know what bedazzling is, where I put Swarovski crystals over everything, a little bit of everything. This is one of my projects, for an example. And my other business is My Truth Cleaning Inc., which is my cleaning business where, I book cleanings and I'm really good at that as well. So I promote and I, advertise my skills in that area, as well as I do a little bit of everything. I sing, I dance, I act, I do it all. So I share the little bit of everything that I do on my time with you guys to, share my journey, and share my world with you guys. Share my world and the things that I love, etc. Just to give you guys an overall view on what this channel is about, just in case today is your first day of coming across the video of mine. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get right into the video now. I'm doing the best that I can to jump right in to what the theme is in the first short amount of time that I can, so that I don't beat around the bush for too long for you guys, because I do understand that you guys have places to go, people to see, things to do. I really appreciate you for taking time out of your busy schedule to see what's up with me, but I'm not going to take all day to do the delivery, okay? So, what I'm going to be speaking on in this video, as you guys can see, I'm better organized today. I decided to not randomly pick everything out of my head. I decided to go ahead and write down my notes first. That's what I did. So that's what you guys are going to see me looking down at, okay? Just in case you guys are wondering. But what I'm going to be doing a video on this evening, because as you guys can, well, you probably can't really tell because I have the ring light on, so it's not that dark in here, but it's actually nighttime right now. It's like, what? Let's see, it's 12:06, so late night, Typically, I don't know. I guess I could say it's like a balance of me being able to do videos in the day and in the night, because I do provide videos in the daytime where it be really, really well lit in here because of the daylight. But I also provide videos at night as well. So, it just depends. But today is going to be a nighttime situation. But y'all just, like I said, can't really tell. It's not that, thank God it's not that dark in here, because I was able to, charge up my lamp. But let me get to the subject before my lamp does go out on me. So, this first video that I'm going to be bringing to you guys today is going to be called, Do You Feel Like in Your Life You Attract Low Value People Who Use You More Than They Help? If so, this may be 5 reasons why. Okay, so in my personal experiences, I have noticed that I have attracted and drawn to me in the past. Thank God I have been learning how to heal that side of me, whereas I don't draw people of that sort as much anymore, but I'm still working on it in the process as of now. But I have noticed personally how a lot of my past relationships were with toxic people that tended to really expect a lot from me, but was not willing, able, or ready to deliver just as much themselves as they expected me to deliver, if you guys understand. So that's why I decided to create this video, because I figured out on my own, you know, starting to really pay attention to a lot of things that I really didn't pay that much attention to in the past, and understand that a lot of times the reasons why we do things, if we figure out the reasons why we do things, maybe we can find out how we can stop doing them. And so this is one of those videos where I'm going to be providing these 5 kind of like life hacks, if you will, where you can make sure that you don't put yourself back in a position, if you've experienced this before, put yourself back in a position of attracting, again, low value people that hurt you more than they help. Okay? So the first reason why you may be attracting low value people is you never speak up for yourself because you were taught not to, because it was supposedly disrespectful. Okay, so I know it's a lot of people that can understand this, because if you're in my age group and probably older as well, you would probably know what I'm talking about when I say this number one, because a lot of us, me included, was taught, be careful what you say to me, because if you get disrespectful, I'll do this and I'll do that and I'll do that. And a lot of times you were forced not to be able to speak your mind, because you were basically taught that if you did, you would get some kind of harm done to you. So of course, like any other smart person, you chose not to. And I don't think the parents and the grandparents and the older generation really recognized how much their relationship with you and how they treat you ricochets and reflects back on you in your life later on. I don't think anybody really pays attention to that. But that's basically what I'm really touching on in point number 1 of the reason why you may be attracting those type of people, is probably because, you were taught you can't speak up for yourself when you feel like something is going all the way left and it might not be no right or respectful way to say it. So then you get punished and deemed as disrespectful, and now you're tiptoeing through life trying to make sure you don't disrespect people that are probably very disrespectful. So it's like how you can basically prevent yourself from, continually being in that position is you realizing you understand that you're grown now, and that now you don't have to worry about somebody telling you that you're being disrespectful. If you're being too disrespectful to them, then don't speak to them. I mean, it's not really too much of any other advice that I can give for that, because sometimes you just can't say it in a nice way. I know. Sometimes you can't sugarcoat it, or you won't be being honest anymore. So sometimes you just gotta say what it is. And if that person truly loves you, they're gonna love you regardless of whatever you say. That love is not gonna stop because you said something they didn't like. Because that's where maturity on both levels have to come in. And unless you're having this complication with a child, which hopefully you're not, shouldn't have maturity issues. Okay, so I'm going to move on to the next reason why you may be possibly attracting lower vibrational people who may not be able to do very much for you, or, you know, be the best vibe for you. Number two, you realize in this world you have to demand and get what's best for you, but you've always felt conflicted because you also were taught to make yourself be okay with things you weren't okay with. I feel like there's nothing you can do about it, and feel like there's nothing you can do about it because you don't want to disrespect anyone, and still by default end up disrespecting yourself by not speaking up anyway. So this kind of goes hand in hand with number one, where it's like as you get older in life, I'm pretty sure I'm not the only person that started to really realize that as you get older in life, you start to pay attention and recognize certain things that maybe you never really cared to pay attention to before, or maybe you cared to pay attention, but you just didn't see it that way before. And then you start to really pay attention and you start to see things a lot clearer. And, you know, you start to realize, especially in society and being a black person in society, you start to realize how it's a lot of things that go on a regular day-to-day basis in the world, on this planet, that we're told to be okay with, that we shouldn't be okay with. And, you know, by default, being made to be okay with things that's not okay, you know, we end up putting ourselves in a really bad position because we disrespect ourselves, allowing other people to put us in a position where we have to be okay with something that we're really not okay with. It's not just affecting the other person, it's affecting us internally, but we don't recognize it until probably later, maybe. Excuse me. So I would say for that, if you notice this, number two, the conflict and realizing that it's a lot of things that's not okay, little by little, because I had to do this myself, little by little, just teach yourself how to be more confident, even if you have to take it one step at a time, because sometimes that's what Jordan Sparks sings the song. She says, one step at a time. That's how you get there. It's one step at a time. And basically, that's a fact. You can't get there any other way but one step at a time. So you just, one step at a time, train yourself and teach yourself to be very confident. Train yourself and teach yourself to perfect your crafts. Train yourself and teach yourself to be presented as the best version of yourself. You don't have to be perfect hair, perfect nails, perfect makeup. That's not what I mean by the best version of yourself. What I mean by the best version of yourself is you are portraying the authenticity side, the authentic side of yourself, to the point that you're not like acting and you're not reflecting like behavior that's unfamiliar even to you, but instead you're being very natural, you're being very forthcoming in who you really are. You know, you're sharing your crafts, you're sharing your skills, you're sharing your hopes, you're sharing your life, so that people can see that, oh, you know, she has an identity of her own. You know, she's not one of those wibbly wobbly people that just, it's like a tree. It just, you know, the wind blow here, the tree branches blow there too. You know, the wind blow over here, then the tree branches go over there. You know, you don't want to be like a tree branch. You want to be like the roots of the tree that don't go nowhere, no matter how hard the wind blow. So if be able to get yourself rooted and grounded in confidence and faith and hope, and making sure that you're making yourself, um, what do you call it? Responsible. Make yourself responsible. Yeah. So that's how you can help yourself with number two. So number one, make sure you start to learn how to speak up for yourself. And then that also goes hand in hand with number two. But if you start to recognize the conflict and you start to realize that through life, you know that life has been teaching you to be okay with conflict, that is not okay to be, it's not okay to be okay with, then you start to really, infuse yourself with confidence, infuse yourself with knowledge, infuse yourself with understanding, and stand firm on that. And really pick and choose what you believe in and stand on it so that you can be steadfast and stable, so that you don't have to worry about the conflict. You don't have to worry about the shadiness. You don't have to worry about not knowing where to stand on things. Like, you can have your own identity and your own beliefs. Okay. Number three, you've been told or promised many things that never happened by people you loved and respected. Preparing yourself unknowingly to be let down over and over by future people you care for until you realize it and stand up for yourself, which is a very hurtful process. Okay, so this is another biggie too, because a lot of people go through this, especially people that don't have money, like that's not very blessed in the financial department, especially when you're a child. A lot of us have gone through, even our parents, but just people in our lives in general, though, disappointing us and letting us down, promising us something, or promising us that they're going to take us somewhere, do something with us, or get something for us, and they never do it. And then if you remember and you bring it to their attention, they give you some kind of crappy excuse why they didn't do it. And they do not realize, as well as you don't realize until later on when it happens to you, that you're indirectly drawing that same type of energy towards you when you look for friends. When you look for lovers, you indirectly draw that same type of energy where, you got to start learning how to now stand up like this. Everything kind of ties into each other. Where now you got to learn how to stand up for yourself a lot stronger. Like I said, with number two, be more confident in yourself, confident in what you know, confident in what you do, so that you don't have to worry about swaying with anything that you hear, because you're already confident in what you understand and what you know for yourself. Therefore, you don't have to worry about piggybacking off of somebody else's beliefs. But it's hard. It's difficult. It's not an easy route to go, to really stand up for yourself and tell people, listen, I cannot allow for you to promise me this and promise me that and never come through. Something has to change, something has to give, something has to be different, because this is not going to work. You have to stand up for yourself. You have to speak up for yourself. You have to say something, because why? Because people are only going to do what you allow them. If you allow them to do it, they're going to do it. And guess what? You can't be mad at them. You can only be mad at yourself because you allowed them to. Now, if you're a child, that's a different process and it's a different situation, because then the adults are responsible in that particular situation. But if you're an adult, you're now responsible for yourself. Now you have to figure it out if you haven't figured it out yet. And there's a lot of people that's an adult that has not figured out life yet. That's okay. Most people haven't figured it out yet. So what? Don't mean they will never will. So best thing to do to just, heal yourself from that is really seriously learn how to speak up for yourself and stand 10 toes down firm on, again, piggybacking off of number 2, on what you believe in, what you know, what you love, what you're into, because that's what makes you confident. What is your identity? Number 4, you finally learn on your own now how to stand up for yourself and demand what you deserve, but you still find it fairly difficult because now you have to learn how to attract better to yourself that will benefit you more than they used to use you. Okay, so this is kind of just like everything is just tying each other together. So you go through the process of what I've already mentioned. When you've noticed those issues and problems, but now after you've gone through those processes, now you have come to realize, okay, now I have to learn how to draw a group of people that I've never drawn to myself before. And I drew these toxic people to myself before by default because of the toxic people I grew up around. Now I have to figure out how to draw the total opposite of that type of energy and find out, what type of people would match that type of energy that I would be better and more successful with connecting with. So it's difficult to do that too, because it's like you really got to learn how to draw people to you that you're not even used to drawing to you. But gotta help you. Just learn how to, like I said, improve everything you know, improve everything you do, improve everything you understand, and just keep working on yourself, because like that's what I'm doing constantly, consistently. I'm just consistently making sure I keep working on myself. As long as God got me on this planet, I'm working on me. I'm working on my businesses and I'm working on myself. So whatever God places on your heart to be passionate about, whatever you're passionate about, if you work a job that you're passionate about, that's fine too. Work that job, be passionate about it, really get into it, really learn it, really know it, really find your confidence and your passion from it and enjoy that, because that's a part of life. Okay, and then number 5, which is the final, bringing everything all together. You finally are learning what to look for and attract of better people who you won't have to beg to do their best by you. And you won't have to worry if they're genuine or real solid souls and not users and energy vampires like you've been made to be used to by default in life when you couldn't control it. So basically, you want to do your best now after you've recognized these issues that you, like I said, ended up by default obtaining because of the people that you were, raised under or born to. You can control it now by finding out, okay, what's the attributes, what's the personalities, what's the connections that I actually need to have that actually will benefit me in the long run. What kind of people do I need to attract that will benefit me, that will make me happy that we were friends, that we are friends, that we will be friends forever, and I won't have to worry about it being an expiration date on our relationship. Because I know you guys know that it's been a lot of that going on lately, where a lot of people just love to just be in a relationship with you for a certain period of time and then just cut it off, or be a so-called friend to you for a certain amount of years or months or however long they decide, until they finally decide they don't want to F with you like that no more. I know y'all have experienced it just like I have, so this is nothing new. But that's not the kind of, if you are a true gem, a true king, a true queen, you don't want friendships that's not going to last a lifetime. You want friendships that's going to last a lifetime and that you can actually trust. That is real and that's really genuine. And I, pray for my truth tribe, that myself and my truth tribe, that we all draw the correct energy, the correct people, the correct love, the correct support that we need. We don't want to draw to us any negative energy that cannot benefit us in the best possible ways. Thank you guys for watching this video. I hope that it was very informative and that it cued you in on some things. If you had some tips or some comments or some realizations from the video, share it with me in the comments and let me know about it. And let's talk. Let's chat. All right, guys, make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe. And make sure you become a part of the Truth Tribe if you like the vibe. Because why not? All right, guys, I will see you in the next video.